we have some idea about battery. What are the different ways? What are the understanding of battery so far? A battery has two terminals, and there's a potential difference between two terminals of the battery, which we call as voltage or EMF of the battery. In a way, it has some similarity with the capacitor. It has positive charge and negative charge. So the terminal which is at higher potential has positive charge. Terminal at the lower potential has a negative charge. But unlike the capacitor, in case of capacitor, the moment we make a connection, the charge gets depleted. In case of battery, the charge doesn't get depleted. By internal mechanism, as the charge is removed, it replenishes the charge. In terms of energy, in most cases, unless battery in the charging state, battery is a source of energy. It provides source for charge to flow in a circuit. So these are some things we know about battery, and we'll continue further and we'll learn a bit more about battery. Okay, so let's continue with this. Okay, so we'll again, now we'll get a better understanding of distinction between EMF and voltage. These two terms have slight bit of difference. That's what we'll try to understand today. So when we say EMF of the battery is potential difference between terminals of the battery when no current is flowing through. When would no current flow? It can happen in many cases. One common case is if a battery is not connected to any circuit. If we have an ideal voltmeter will have infinite resistance. It will not draw any current. In that case, the potential difference between terminal is called EMF. And since we said when no current is flowing, this statement implies that when the current flows, the potential difference between terminals of battery will change, and it does change. That's what we'll try to, that's one of the important things what we need to understand today. So what is EMF? EMF of battery is simple. EMF is potential difference between the positive terminal of the battery and the negative terminal. Okay, now when we connect it to circuit, there are two kinds of combination possible. One is normal combination. What we see is a normal combination. If we connect an external resistance to the circuit and whole circuit is complete, it forms a loop, a closed loop, a circuit. We call it as electrical circuit, forming a closed loop. In this case, battery, which direction the current will flow, two things we understand here. In this case, battery is supplying energy. And which direction the current flowing? Current is flow will, in external circuit, the current will flow from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. But within the battery, how's the current flowing? Within the battery, the current flows from the negative terminal to positive terminal. So we understand normal, this is the normal connection. Battery is the source. And within battery, the charge flow is from negative terminal to positive terminal. That's what normal connection of the battery is. We'll come to another connection which is called charging state. Charging state becomes reverse. We have briefly discussed what is charging state earlier, and we'll discuss little more detail today. Okay, this is the direction of current flow within the terminals of the battery. Okay, when this current flow from negative terminal to positive terminal, actually even here also it encounters resistance. It is impossible to have zero resistance, which is called superconductivity. In rare cases, we will not deal with those cases. We always assume whenever current flows through any conductor, it encounters resistance. So there's some resistance between terminals of the battery, and that is called internal resistance. That is in addition of the external resistance connected. And this internal resistance only changes the potential difference between terminals of the battery. That's why EMF is different when no current is flowing. When the current starts flowing, the potential difference across terminals of battery changes. That's what we'll see next. Let's see what we have done here. Though the resistance is between terminals of the battery, for convenience, what we do, we draw the internal resistance right next to the battery. Where exactly this resistance is? We denote internal resistance as small r, and it is typically drawn adjacent to the battery. So what we enclose here, what does the dotted line indicate? Entire dotted line is entire battery setup. So even the resistance, internal resistance R is part of the battery, and which 2 points are terminals of the battery? These 2 points are the terminals of the battery. And let's say when the current I is flowing, EMF of the battery is E. will the potential difference between terminal A and B still be E? No, they will not be E. It will change now. Can we find potential difference between A and B when the current is flowing? Yes, we can find. Internal resistance shown right next to the battery. And we find terminal potential difference between VA and VB. We can find using applying Kirchhoff loop rule. How do we start Kirchhoff loop rule? Let me start from A. Potential at A is VA. As I cross from positive terminal to negative terminal, there is a drop of potential equal to EMF. Now, which direction the current flowing? When I'm going from A to B, am I moving along the current or opposite to the current? I'm moving opposite to current, hence I'll put a plus sign here into IR, and then I reach potential B. This is VB. So what is VA minus VB? VA minus VB is equal to E minus IR. So this is called terminal voltage. The voltage of battery as the current start flowing changes from EMF. And in normal circumstances, when battery is discharging or supplying energy, it is E minus IR, depends on the current which is flowing. And as the current changes, the terminal voltage also will keep on changing. It is lower than EMF. Another way of saying is what is happening in terms of energy. When the charge used to go from negative terminal to positive terminal, charge Q used to get an increase in, it used to get a gain potential is equal to QE. Now it will gain less energy. So some part of the energy is lost within the resistance in the battery. So what is the what change you understood? Yes, between the terminals also as the current flows, there is a resistance between terminals of battery. That resistance we show outside adjacent to battery. Notation what we use is typically small r. And for EMF we note notation E. And terminal voltage we use notation B. That's a common convention what we use. So terminal voltage in normal sense when the current is flowing from negative to positive terminal is E minus IR. What happens when the current is flowing in the reverse direction? What is this kind of current flow is called? Which state the battery is? Is it supplying energy in this state? This is not supplying energy. What this state of this battery is? What is this called? Charging state. No, where battery is getting charged. It's receiving energy. Here it is supplying energy. It is acting as a source. Here it is through some other source is supplying energy. This is called charging state. So in case of charging state, which direction the current flows? Current flows from the positive terminal to negative terminal. When the current flows from positive terminal to negative terminal, what would be the terminal voltage? Again, if I do, again I can calculate terminal voltage. Again, I start from here, VA. As I go from positive to negative terminal, minus E. I am going from positive to negative. But this time, I am moving along the direction of current.
Minus IR.
Minus IR is equal to VB. So what we get VA minus VB now? Terminal voltage is E plus IR. Which case? Charging state. So these are two simple things. See that everyone has understood. Yes, Ashay, any question?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, while discharging, how does a battery maintain constant potential?
See, okay. How does battery function is out of our scope. Okay, battery function is not easy. How does battery function? We understand what is the outward behavior of a battery. So battery, what is our understanding? What is the source of energy inside the battery? How does electrolyte function? How does it maintain constant charge? That's not easy part, and that's not part of the scope. So what are the things we start with? When we have a battery, let's again go to the previous one. This is something a lot what we understand in case of battery. In a battery, what we understand battery, let's understand here. Whenever you have battery, it has two terminals. Positive terminal and negative terminal. And positive terminal will have, it has some positive accumulated charge. And negative terminal has negative accumulated charge. What is the net charge of the battery? Is zero. And it always remains zero. It means whatever charge comes in, same charge goes out, right? And when battery, no current is flowing through the battery, through some instrument, if I can measure the potential difference, I find the potential difference comes equal to E. What is that E called? That E is called EMF. Okay. So this is something we are understanding the behavior without going into how does internally battery function. We are not going into internal function of battery. So this is a case when battery is supplying energy. Is it possible? So if I can connect, what will happen? I think it makes sense if I connect a much larger battery. Suppose I connect a battery which has 5 volts, 5E. What will happen? This battery will start supplying current in this direction.
This battery will get charged.
This battery will get charged. This becomes the source and this receives energy. So what we are trying to understand, when there is an EMF between terminals of the battery, there is a potential difference between terminals of the battery when no current is flowing. When the current starts flowing, does the potential difference remain same or changes? And what we find in all real batteries, the potential difference in the terminal changes. And how do we account for change in potential difference? We account for potential difference in terms of resistance between terminals of the battery. And what we find, the change in potential difference is proportional to current. Change in potential difference is proportional to current. So if current is 1 ampere is flowing, potential terminal voltage drops by say 0.1. If current is doubled, the terminal voltage drops by double of that amount. What does that indicate? That terminal voltage changes as proportional to current, which indicates the presence of resistance. So where is the resistance between positive terminal and negative terminal? Between terminals of battery, there is a resistance. But do we show the resistance here? We don't draw it here. We draw it because it is easy. It's easy to understand in terms of a circuit diagram. So this is resistance. What we understood, there are two different ways current can flow. What are two different ways? That's what we're trying to understand here. This case, this normal case when battery acts as a source, and this is called charging state. When this current flows like this, the potential difference across the terminals of the battery, which is called terminal voltage, is equal to E minus IR. How did we arrive at this one? Based on Kirchhoff rule and based on assumption that resistance between terminals of battery is equal to R. When it is in charging state, direction of current flow becomes reversed. And again, we calculate the terminal voltage. In that case, we find that terminal voltage is E plus IR. What is happening inside the battery? Not our concern now. It is beyond our scope now. So is up to this now, is it okay? All are clear? It's a small point, but it has we applied multiple times. So it needs to be very clear in our mind. EMF and terminal voltage, are they same? They are not same. If internal resistance is 0, yes, it's some possible battery. It is possible that internal resistance is too small and it is taken to be 0. In that case, what will be the relationship between terminal voltage and EMF? If internal resistance, terminal voltage will be equivalent to EMF all the time. So when is terminal voltage equal to EMF? 1, if internal resistance is negligible, or terminal voltage and EMF will be equal when the current flowing through is terribly small. Otherwise, they are different, and it is E minus IR normal flow, E plus IR when the charging state. Okay, and this all, but this is something at the very small point, and let's apply this concept here, and this is something you would have seen in your book. I think some of the people used to ask this question. Let's look at this question and try and understand what this question is asking about and how to go about solving this question. What does this question indicate? What is the 3 ohm here? 3 ohm indicates internal resistance of battery. I can show this internal resistance here. And what is 2 ohm? This is 2 ohm is internal resistance of battery. What does 12V imply here? What does 12V indicate? Is it EMF or terminal voltage?
EMF.
EMF.
Yeah, so we written this is also EMF and this also EMF. So what are things given? I can understand this battery I have to define. This battery I can define as what? I can define this battery as E1 is equal to 12 volts. And that's how the property of battery is. Internal resistance is 3 ohms. So how do I define properties of battery in terms of EMF and internal resistance? This battery is 6 volts and 2. They are connected like this. I need to find what is the potential difference across 6 ohm battery. Sorry, 6 volts battery. Where is 6 volt battery? What is the boundary of 6 volt battery? This is the boundary of 6 volt battery. Internal resistance also is part of the battery. Effectively, what I means, it means if I call this point is A, and this point as B. What I need to find, I can, this constant, I can say what I need to find, two words I can mistake. Either I can say I need to find the terminal voltage for 6V battery. Or I can also write same thing. What is terminal voltage between 6-volt battery is equal to VA minus VB. Can we find VA minus VB?
Yes, sir.
Let's
Charging
solve this routine. How do you find VA minus VB? I can find current. And after finding current, I can find terminal voltage. So how do you find current here? Okay, let me ask Sai Shriya, can you find out current in the circuit here? Sai Shriya, can you find current in the circuit here?
Yes.
How would you find, tell me? How would you find current in the circuit? By applying Kirchhoff loop rule. By applying Kirchhoff loop rule. Let's apply Kirchhoff loop rule. Suppose I start from here. Okay. Which direction I'm going? Clockwise direction. Sorry, I'm going in clockwise direction. So when I cross this battery, this one plus or minus, Aishwarya?
Minus.
Minus. I'm going for, first I put the sign, then write the value. When I'm crossing this battery, first of all, I have to assume the direction of current. Sorry, I made a mistake. I have to assume the direction of current I. If this current is I, everywhere, since it is single loop, everywhere current is I. Okay. Now I'm crossing the resistance in the direction of current, opposite to direction of current.
Opposite to direction.
So in that case, sign will be plus or minus?
Plus.
Plus sign. The plus into current into resistance. Then I cross this resistance here also. In this case, again, I'm moving in the direction of current or opposite to direction of current. I'm moving in this direction. Current is moving in the opposite directions. Again, it will be plus 2I. And then I'm crossing the battery from negative to positive, so plus is equal to 0. So what is this one? 5I is equal to 6, or I is equal to 1.2 ampere. Now, can I find a terminal voltage for 6-volt battery? So one way I can find terminal voltage. I know the terminal voltage is equal to E minus IR in normal state, E plus IR in the charging state. Is it charging state, or in this case, is it this battery, is it charging state or discharging state?
Charging state.
Charging state.
Connected to a battery.
So 6-volt battery is in the charging state. If it is in the charging state, what is the terminal voltage? I can apply Kirchhoff loop rule also and calculate. But otherwise also, if I have to calculate terminal voltage will be equal to E plus IR. Let's put those values. What is E equal to? 6. Current is 1.2 and resistance is 2. Pranav, is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Shweta?
Yes, sir.
So for the simple things, but this is something, I said, but there are small things, but small things only are important because there are only plus minus sign we go wrong, we end up making mistake. I hope all are clear. Shweta, if I have to ask you, tell me what is the terminal voltage for 12-volt battery? Shweta, can you tell me terminal voltage for 12-volt battery here? Shweta, what is terminal voltage for 12-volt battery? 12-volt battery, is it in charging state or discharging state?
Discharging state.
Discharging state. So because it is supplying energy, it is in discharging state. If it is in discharging state, I'll use E minus
IR.
What is E there? 12 minus. Sorry. Okay. So we can easily calculate those terms. No problem. Yes, Vignesh, you have some question?
Yes, sir. Sir, like what exactly happens here? The 6-volt battery does not generate any current, or
No. See, will any charge flow through the battery or not? Will the charge
To a
flow
6
through
volt
the battery or not?
It will, right, sir?
It will fly. So, but what will happen? This is something, see, working a battery, we don't get to internal working. But when the charge flows, charge is moving from positive plate to negative plate. Is it losing potential energy or gaining potential energy? Charge flows from here to here.
Losing potential energy.
Where is this energy going? Is it going into kinetic energy? No kinetic energy. Where is the loss of potential energy gone?
I mean, heating effect, right, sir? Like,
No. Some
charge
the
doesn't-
heating effect is happening here.
oh, okay.
Where has that energy gone? That energy has been
Stored in the
stored in the battery. The stored energy has been, so when it moves, loss of potential energy. See, when battery, how does it supply energy? Battery supplies energy. Charge gains potential energy. When charge is losing potential energy, actually that energy is getting transferred to the battery. That's
Yes,
how
sir.
the charging takes place. And mechanism of charging is not simple. And these batteries, all those batteries are, so we don't deal with the mechanism of charging, but I hope you understood what is happening now.
Yes, sir.
So some is energy stored, but energy is getting lost here. Heating is taking place here. Is the battery getting heated up? If battery has internal resistance, will the battery get heated up?
Yes, sir.
It will get heated up. What will happen if battery has zero internal resistance? Will it get heated up?
No, sir.
No. Are you understood this point? So if battery
Yes.
is getting heated up, that also is indication that it has internal resistance, and because of internal resistance, heating effect is taking place. If battery is not getting heated up, it means there's no internal resistance. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move on to the next point.
Sir, how does the wireless charging work, sir?
Okay. Okay. Wireless charging work. See, first of all, how does charging work? Those batteries are not simple mechanism. That is something not one can understand based on our 11, 12 syllabus. Those are not very simple things. Okay. But you know, how does see wireless?
Higher potential has to be created.
Huh?
It has to be connected to a higher potential, right?
No, see, there are other ways also. See, there are other ways of affect the motion of charge. And what are other ways? This is one way. There are other ways. And other ways are when we talk of EM waves. EM waves is something, is a different thing altogether. So that what is happening, can it be understood based on current flow in a circuit? No, that cannot be understood based on current flow in a circuit. That's a different phenomena, and that's not something we know yet. So not that we cannot understand right now based on the known principles what we have. See, you know, if you have to understand more complex things, you know, knowledge level also has to be at higher level. So there's something called, you know, a different topic. They say, what are the prerequisites? Prerequisites mean to understand a particular topic, what are things you should know before you start studying the topic. So charging, remote charging and all, wireless charging are different things. And in fact, whole wireless thing is a different thing. Do you understand how does mobile work? Do you understand how does mobile work? We don't see any hear sound and all coming. So how do you get the human sound? How it is getting transmitted? All of it is mostly EM waves. And how does it function? For that, to understand that, we need to have a very good understanding what is EM wave, how does it get created, how does it convert it into signal. So they're all complex topics. There's signaling and all those things. There's a different topic then. Okay. So some of the things we can understand based on our junior college level physics. Some of the things we cannot. This is not falling into second category. Okay. So let's move on to current and this one. Okay. Let's see that one. Let's solve this question. See, the question which is given, all of you read the question, and why I have taken up this question. There's some basic concept involved which is very useful later on also again. So if whatever is given in word here, if I have to draw a figure is something like this. So this is like from this point to this point. See, resistance we draw like this. It doesn't mean the wire has to put in its exact fashion. The straight wire also has resistance. Any wire will have resistance. So this point, this length is given as, this is 10 meter long wire. What is the length between these 2 points? 10 meter. Okay, and it has what resistance? It has resistance of 15 ohms. EMF for terminal and a resistance of 5 ohm. This has no internal resistance, but there's a resistance of 5 ohm. What we need to calculate? We need to calculate potential gradient. What does potential gradient mean? See what we understand from here. As the charge moves from here, as it crosses resistance, it keeps losing energy. It keeps losing potential. And if the resistance is uniform, the rate at which potential is lost also uniform. So what is potential gradient? Potential gradient is potential difference divided by length.
Is it related to field, sir?
Yes, of course, it is related to field. Okay, so if field is constant, potential gradient also is constant.
Like it has the same unit.
Yes, and see what will happen when the field is so potential. What is the necessary condition for potential gradient to be constant? When would potential gradient be constant for a wire? What kind of wire it must be?
Infinitely long.
No, potential gradient to be constant.
Uniform.
Uniform wire.
Uniform.
Uniform wire. So what has to happen? So E depends on the wire has to be uniform. If wire is uniform across the length, whatever happens for the small piece, same thing happens with the next piece also. So let's understand this is a definition of potential gradient, which is not a very complex thing, very intuitive definition. So if I have to calculate potential gradient across this resistance, length is 10 meters. So first I need to find the potential difference. Potential difference is pretty easy to find. If battery is 2 volts, potential difference across this resistance will be 15 by 20 into 2. Okay, so in the same proportion as the voltage. So potential difference across this resistance will be equal to 2 into 15 divided by 5 plus 15 is equal to 1.5 volts. What is potential gradient? Since the length is 10 meters, potential gradient will be equal to this divided by 10. So potential gradient, B gradient, so will be equal to, so what does it mean? Every meter I move, I'll find the potential will keep dropping by the same amount. What amount it will drop? It will drop by 0.15 volts. Okay, so this wire is 10 meter long. So if I take any 2 points, suppose I take points which are at distance of 2 meters. What is the potential difference between 2 points? Potential difference between the 2 points will be equal to 0.3 volts. It doesn't matter where I take those 2 points. Here also we take another 2 points at distance of 2 meters. What is the potential difference between these 2 points? Same. Potential gradient into distance. Okay. See what is not given in the question, they have not mentioned it is wire is uniform and not uniform. But whenever such question is given, a long wire, there's no reason to believe it is not uniform. It is uniform wire. In that case, we can calculate potential gradient. And the concept of potential gradient becomes useful when we discuss an instrument called potentiometer. Okay, so we'll come across this concept again. We briefly discuss it here, and definition is quite intuitive, nothing very complex. Next question. When a resistance or 2 ohm is placed across a battery, current is 1 volt, 1 ampere. And when a resistance or terminal is, see all of it, just read the question, think for a minute how you're going to solve the question, what is given, and can I visualize what kind of circuit is given, what is happening in the circuit here. So clearly there are two circuits. One circuit when R is there, another circuit there's another R, and distance is changing. First case it is 2 ohms and current flowing is equal to 1 ampere. In second case, when I connect a resistance of 17 ohm, this is equal to 17 ohm, then the current becomes equal to 0.25 ampere.
The internal resistance and the other resistor are in series, right?
Yes. So what is this? Though it is not mentioned, it is quite clear the battery has internal resistance. Now, how do I define the battery? So in both the circuit, what is not changing? EMF of battery doesn't change. Internal resistance does not change. So two circuits given. I have two equation, two unknown. I can solve it. So in this case, each case, what is the current flowing? Either I can apply Kirchhoff loop rule, or pretty simple. These two resistances are in series. So current will be equal to E divided by R plus R. And all are clear, this where from it comes. So whenever, this is the simplest form of circuit. And any complex single loop can be reduced to a simple form. What is simple form here? There's an external resistance, there's a battery with internal resistance. When this is connected, current will be equal to E divided by R plus R. What is this term E will indicate? It will indicate EMF. What does this one indicate? External resistance. And this indicates internal resistance. Why I'm writing, I'll come to this point again. That's the current flowing in the circuit. So I have two equations. First one, let me write the equation. What is 1 ohm equal to? 1 ampere equal to? 1 equal to E divided by 2 plus R is one equation. And second equation, 0.25 is equal to E divided by, now this has changed, 17 plus R.
We'll get 5.
5 is the answer.
We can easily calculate. But what are other points I mentioned here? So this is something, yes, but whenever you connect a battery, we have to, what are the characteristics of battery? How do we define a battery? We define that terms battery in terms of its EMF and resistance, which are internal resistance, which are constant, which doesn't change. Terminal voltage may change. Okay, and when we have this is simplest form of a loop, and any single loop can be reduced to this form, and in that case, current is full flowing is equal to EMF divided by R plus R, because they are connected in series. Simple things, but very fairly simple. I think most of the things are fairly simple. Now we'll apply to a slightly different case. Now in this case, yes, now we come to the concept of battery combination. What is battery combination means? If more than one battery is connected. Here in this case, two batteries E1 R1 and E2 R2. How are they connected? They are connected with same orientation. Is the orientation same? Positive terminal is connected to the negative terminal. So this battery is also trying to send the current in anti-clockwise. This battery also trying to send the current in anti-clockwise direction. So they are connected to external resistance R. Can I reduce it to a simpler circuit? Can I replace this two batteries with an equivalent battery?
Yes, sir.
So that's the concept. So even if before I tell you how do you go about it, is it possible? What has to happen for an equivalent battery?
Equivalent
So
resistance.
yes, battery I replace with E equivalent, R equivalent. But when I connect same resistance R, the current should remain same. That's equivalent battery mean. What is equivalent battery? If I replace two batteries, which are the two batteries here? Two batteries are connected between these 2 points. If I replace these two batteries with one single battery, still the current flowing through the resistance if remains I. It means two batteries are equivalent forever. So let's see how do you find what is the current in the circuit. Can you find the current in the circuit here? How do I find the circuit? I can find the circuit if nothing else. I can always apply Kirchhoff loop. Let the current be I. This also I. Sorry, I've done the other way around. The current is I. And let me start from here and write the equation. Okay. Let some of you tell me the terms here. Ritika? Ritika audio is not there. Okay. Shravani? Can you can you apply the Kirchhoff loop rule starting from point A going in an anti-clockwise direction? So when I cross this resistance, what should I write? Plus sign or minus sign? I'm going along this current. I'm going in the direction of current. So minus sign, minus I into R1. This resistance R1. Then from here to here, plus or minus. See, first I moved up to here. Shravani, I'm moving from here to here. Plus E1 or minus E1? Plus E1. I'm moving from negative to positive. From here to here again, moving the direction of
Minus.
minus. And then plus E2. And then from here again, plus or minus, again moving the direction of current, minus IR. Come back to same point. That's how I write equation. You practice number of times so that we are absolutely thorough. And when you simplify, what do we get here? The term I is equal to this. From this, if I compare, if I want to reduce this equation to the simpler form, what is the equivalent battery? So if I compare this equation with the previous equation, what is the previous equation? Previous equation was E divided by
R plus R.
R plus R. So can I spot what is the equivalent EMF and what is the equivalent internal resistance?
E1
What is
plus
simple?
E2 and R
Yes.
plus R1 plus R.
If I compare with this equation, I can easily spot equivalent EMF is E1 plus E2 when they are connected in the same sense. Now they are connected in the same sense. And equivalent resistances, since they are connected in series, is nothing very surprising. So this results are not very surprising, but we get a kind of proof. So when batteries are connected in series, EMF gets added up, summation of EMF if they are in the same sense, and resistance also, internal resistance, I can replace with internal resistance equal to sum of the internal resistance. Okay, what happens in this case? What is the difference between the previous case and this case? In this case, what we notice here is, suppose I want to replace these two batteries with an equivalent EMF here. What I find here, if I take this as orientation of equivalent EMF, E1 is in the same sense, E2 is in the opposite sense. This equivalent EMF is tending to send current in the anti-clockwise direction. This E2 is opposite. So in this case, if I assume equivalent EMF with this orientation, E1 is positive, E2 is negative. When we have, if we assume equivalent battery polarity as shown, then there is E1 is positive, E2 is negative. Equivalent EMF will be equal to E1 minus E2. Understand which is take positive, which we take negative, depending on what is the polarity of equivalent battery we have assumed. This becomes critical when values are not defined. If values are known, suppose EMF, this EMF is 5 volts and this is 2 volts. I know I have to take equivalent MEF in this direction.
Sir, isn't this like only?
Which isn't like a
Charging one.
Yeah, in this case also charging one. But what I'm doing now, see at this stage, what I'm concerned, if I have to solve the circuit, can I simplify the circuit? Can I replace this two battery with a single battery? The charging is correct. One of them is charging, but I have to replace with a single battery. What these two are connected, these two batteries combination is connected between those 2 points. Can I replace them with a single battery? If I have to replace a single battery, what should be the internal resistance of EMF of the battery be, so that any resistance connected with resistance connected in this circuit or resistance connected in this circuit, both cases it should always get the same current. That's the concept of equivalent battery. Are you getting the concept of equivalent battery?
Yes, sir.
Equivalent battery means, see, batteries combination rather than now both put together. These are the terminals of the battery. It's a combination of battery, they're connected across two terminals. Across the same terminal, what is the EMF of one single battery and what is the internal resistance of one single battery, which always gives same current to external resistance connected across these terminals. So what has to be EMF? If they are connected like this, previous case it was E1 plus E2. In this case it's E1 minus E2, one of them charging. And what is equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance will not depend on the orientation. Our equivalent resistance will always be R1 plus R2. Okay. These are simple points.
Sir, in the previous one, sir,
Yeah.
if we connect two of the same battery, then it won't work.
Yes, no current will flow.
But there'll be potential difference, right? Between the middle.
But what will happen across this terminal? Suppose this, let me point what you're saying. Suppose I have one battery like this, and identical battery like this if I connect. Okay, this is resistance here. So these are two terminals. Now what I do, this two batteries are connected like this. This is E, this is R, and this is R, and this is E.
Okay,
when I get a resistance here and connect like this, will any current flow across this resistance?
No, sir.
No current will flow. It doesn't matter what the value of resistance I connect, the current will not flow.
What if we connect one terminal to the between the two terminals and one at the extremes.
You see, whichever you connect, you draw the circuit, you get an answer. See, in this case also, what you have done, basically what you're saying, what happens if you directly connect the battery? That this will act as a zero EMF. This will act as a zero EMF. Can we draw, so can we, suppose we don't know, we write value of current I. We apply Kirchhoff rule and calculate I. What will the value of I come to?
0.
0.
0 only. Okay, so current won't flow. So two terminals connect like this, it will connect to 0. Okay, let's try this one. So now this are, see, so what we have done, not much of new, and that's how most of the atomic physics are. Theory points are limited, more is application. Let's try and solve this question, all of you. So they're all connected in series. Okay. All of you read the question? Kevin?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what would be the equivalent battery here? How many are connected? 6 of them are connected. And how are they connected? In series. We already dealt with series. So can I replace them with one single battery, equivalent battery?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is the equivalent battery EMF and what will be the equivalent battery resistance?
Sir, it will be the sum, sir.
Sum of these two. So basically equivalent EMF will be sum of all. How many of them? 6 of them.
6.
1.5, 1.5, 610. This is 9 volts. And what happened to internal resistance also? 6 ohms. Okay. So I can, so whole circuit, even though there are 6 batteries, I can replace with one single battery. This becomes my circuit. What is E here? Okay. In this case, what is E? E becomes 9 volts. This becomes 6 volts. And resistance is 24. So what is the potential drop across the resistance? Can you calculate potential drop across the resistance, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is the potential drop? If this point is A and this point is B, what is the potential drop across the resistance? Two ways of calculating. Either I can calculate I into R. First I calculate I, or I can calculate V1, V2 division in proportion of resistance.
Direct.
How much will be per potential difference between A and B? It will be equal to proportion to resistance 24 divided by 24 plus 6 into 9. 7.2 volts. Okay. Okay. Let's do this one. Next one. What does connected wrongly mean? Let's first read the question, all of you, and then see how to go about solving this.
We have to subtract those, right?
What does wrongly mean? Whether they see
Opposite polarity.
Opposite polarity. We wanted to connect like this, but what has happened? Some of them are connected in opposite direction. So some are, how many are connected in the opposite direction? 3 of them. So can we calculate effective EMF in that case? Okay. Pranav, can you tell me what is the equivalent EMF if 3 are connected in the wrong direction? Pranav? Pranav Soma? I think it got disconnected. Okay, Anish? Anish? Am I audible or any problem here? Huh?
No, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Anish? No response. Preetham?
Yes, sir.
What would be the effective EMF or equivalent EMF here, Preetham?
9 into 2, 18, sir. Like 3 of them should not be considered.
Which is wrong answer.
I have to subtract that.
Yes. Thus, sometimes what we do, simple things also, we take it light, we end up making mistake. So what happened? You connected wrongly. So what do we notice? We just go to the previous one also. Again, see where you have gone wrong. What happens when they are connected wrongly? When they connected, what we do? We subtract that one. So these are the ones which are correctly connected, and these are connected with the opposite polarity. So how many are connected with the right polarity? Out of total 12 are there. 9 are connected with the right polarity and 3 are connected with the opposite polarity. So what will the EMF? 9E positive minus 3E negative. It will be equal to 6E. Preetham, have you understood this point?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So that's why sometimes small things we make up, we take it light and we end up making errors. So EMF. So what happens if 12 are connected? If I reverse polarity of 1, the drop of potential will be equivalent to 2 batteries. If I reverse 1, the drop change in potential, if 12 cells are connected, it would have been potential would have been 24 volts. But if I reverse 1 battery, will it reduce by 2 or will it reduce by 4?
4.
It reduced by 4. Okay. Yeah, this is a little interesting question. See whether some can get solve this question properly. First, read the question and try to think how to solve. I given a hint also, E minus IR. What? So all of you read through the question. Disha,
Yes, sir.
can you solve it?
Yes.
Tell me, first you tell me in words, how would you solve this question?
So we can first find the EMF equivalent and R equivalent and find the current in the circuit.
Okay, so first
And
thing
then
what you're saying,
find
okay,
the potential.
okay, we find current and then?
We find the potential difference across the cell A.
Okay, then we find the terminal voltage. So basically find the current and we find the terminal voltage, and it's quite clear in this case, both are in the discharging state. So terminal voltage will be equal to E minus IR. Since I have to calculate terminal voltage for A, I'll equate this term for A has to be equal to 0. This is a condition, is it not? This is what we need to do. So can you solve it and get an answer? Anybody else would like to explain a different way how to solve? Anybody would like to explain a different way how to go about solving this question? Anybody would like to have a different way, quick way of solving? See, another way of solving the question, Disha, just pay attention. This is another way of solving question, Disha. What is given? Potential across A is 0. So it's very clear, terminal voltage across A is 0, which means EA minus I into RA is equal to 0. And what I notice here, okay, E is also given, RA also is given. I can find I. So what is I equal to if I substitute? 10. And A's resistance is 5 by. Which means I is equal to 2. So rather than finding equivalent battery, the information given here easily gives value of I. Disha, are you following the point here?
Yes.
So once I get I, now it is easy to find resistance R. What is R equal to? Now I can write current I is equal to what? Is equal to E1 plus E1 plus E2. Yes. And we substitute, we can easily find. Okay. Okay, can you tell me one thing? Can terminal voltage across B become 0? In this case, they are given terminal voltage A across 0. Suppose I ask this, change this question.
You'll get a negative resistance for that.
Yes, it is not possible. Why it is not possible? Tell me. Potential, if two batteries EMFs are same, so terminal voltage will become 0 only in the battery which is having higher internal resistance. It will not become 0 here first. Why is that so? Okay, if this becomes 0, this will become negative. So one battery is 0 voltage, other negative voltage. Is it possible? So when two batteries are given, which battery the terminal voltage will become 0? If two batteries are connected in series in the same polarity, in which battery can the terminal voltage drop to 0?
The one with higher internal
Higher
resistance.
internal resistance.
Is the logic clear?
Yes.
Bhageshri, have you understood what point I'm making?
Yes.
No, I'm not understood. Tell me what have you understood?
Hello. Hello.
I think now it's okay. Yeah. I think your mic is not okay. Disha, have you understood this point?
Yes, sir.
So whenever two batteries are given and then they're connected in the same polarity, if the potential terminal voltage drops to 0, it will drop only in the battery with higher internal resistance, not with the lower internal resistance, which becomes useful in some of the questions we come across. Let's try and solve this question here. So all of you can draw a circuit. Many times when you draw a circuit, it becomes easier. Can you draw a circuit? Srishant?
Yes, sir.
Can you draw a circuit here?
Yes, sir.
Please draw. Try see that how we draw a circuit. Because once we draw a circuit, we get a visual idea what the question is and becomes easier to solve. All of you try and draw. So when I draw the circuit, Srishant, should I draw only one equivalent battery or should I draw the 4 batteries?
One.
So I'll draw an equivalent one. And when I draw equivalent battery, what is the EMF of the battery? Four of them are there. So I'll write it 6 volts. This is the EMF of the battery. And each has internal resistance of 1, 4 of them. So this becomes 4. This I have completed drawing this battery. What are things it is connected to? In series with an ammeter. So it's all, there's an ammeter connected here. And coil is connected. Coil has resistance of, there's another coil here. It doesn't matter, it's a loop. So it's forming a single loop. And then there's a filament lamp. The lamp is also nothing but a resistance. I can show it's a lamp kind of thing. And lamp is connected. So lamp also has some resistance I. What is given? The ammeter reads 0.5. Can I find the value of R here? Srishant, can you find the value of R? What do we do with this ammeter here? What is the role of ammeter? Nothing. Ammeter has 0 resistance. It only tells you the value of current. We can ignore the ammeter. Now this is a circuit. We have to find R if current is given. It's very easy to find. So what is R equal to? EMF divided by total resistance. EMF is 6 and resistance is 4 plus 2 plus R. Okay, so fairly simple one. Srishant, they are clear?
Yes, sir.
Jayaditya? Jadit, कितना? Jadit, Jadit and कितना? I have to check why but no response. Okay. Okay. So I hope most of you followed this point. Let's move on to the next question. I think some of you take little time to unmute. Okay, let's solve this question. So those who finished, please raise your hands. So how many are able to solve quickly? Two batteries of different EMF internal resistance connected in series and an external resistance. So if you have to visualize the circuit is something like this. Abhirup, you have an answer? That's good. And they are connected to external resistance. So one is E1. R1. So the current is I equal to 3 amperes. So okay, many of you solved it. Very nice. If one of the batteries is reversed, okay, I'm not drawn very neatly, but okay, maybe I'll correct. So this is what the figure like. So this is something E1 is greater, and then current will flow like this. And current is given this I dash is equal to 1. So in this case, first case, what is I when they connected to same polarity? First, when it's connected to same polarity, I is equal to E1 plus E2 divided by R plus R1 plus R2. That's the first equation. And second equation, I dash, which is equal to 3. I dash is equal to 1 is equal to E1 minus I2. We have done that earlier, R plus R1 plus R2. That's the second one. So very easy to get the ratio. Divide first equation by second equation. E1 plus E2. Divide by E1 minus E2.
Component division.
And then compounded dividend. You can get an answer.
So, but the ratio can be 2:1 or 1:2, right? Because they didn't mention which one is reversed.
Huh. But tell me, is that both the options given here?
No, sir, only one is there.
Only one is here. Otherwise, yes, we have no problem. Yes, such question they should not give both. What would happen if it is 1:1?
It wouldn't be.
Next day current would be 0.
Current would be 0.
0, yes. There are simple questions. Let's just go through, solve those questions one by one, just for practice sake. What does this question imply? There's a battery here, this internal resistance. So first case, potential difference of our terminals battery is 10 volts when the current is 3 amperes from negative to positive terminal, which is normal current. This is equal to 3 amperes. then potential difference across the terminals of battery is equal to 10 volts. Second case, it is flowing in the reverse direction. That's many of you will have. This flowing in the reverse direction. When the current is 2 amperes in the reverse direction, potential is 15 volts.
E minus IR and E plus IR.
Well, very simple. So basically it's all simple. First case, V1 is equal to E minus I1R. And second case, V2 is equal to E plus I2R. So these are very simple questions when the current is reversed. I think you need to understand, we need to get mentally, we should be comfortable with the idea how the terminal voltage changes based on the current direction. One is E minus IR, one is E plus IR. So this is something similar to what he had done a few minutes back. Read the question and then first try and answer this part. So potential drop, terminal voltage across first battery becomes 0. Potentials are same. So which resistance has to be smaller? We have seen earlier, it becomes potential drop to 0 in which one? Across which battery? The battery which is having higher internal resistance or lower internal resistance? Higher internal resistance. So this first thing, what it implies, if the value of R, so that potential drop across the first cell is 0, it simply implies that R1 is greater than R2. Can we solve this question and get an answer? Yeah, so several of you should be having an answer now. Okay, so I think some of you are very comfortable. So which one? First one drops to 0. And what is the terminal voltage? Is normal flow. So normal flow means E minus IR1 is 0. Or gives you I is equal to E by R1. But I is also equal to E plus E. Very simply, you can get your answer. So this is series combination. Series combination can be same polarity. We keep adding if all are in the same polarity. If some are in the reverse polarity, we subtract, and internal resistance we simply keep adding. And when we reduce the circuit to simple form, the current is of this form. Current is, I think all of you notice, current is the form of E divided by R plus R. Okay. And we have done some simple application. We have understood the difference between EMF and terminal voltage. And tomorrow also we'll continue with battery. So we'll take tomorrow the parallel combination and a combination of both, parallel as well as series combination. So tomorrow we'll continue with the battery, and that's the syllabus for this week. I think this week major focus is on the battery. And we'll also look at so far what we have done. We have done only one loop. We'll also get into 2 loop also, where 2 loops are forming. So that's what we'll do in the coming classes. And but today, this is a simple topic, and but still I expect all of you to just go through and see that everything is clearly understood.